very good morning. Good morning. You are live from Kapsokwony in Mount Elgon. This is the third series of the athletics Betika cross country, where we are coming live from Kapsokwony High School, where the cross country is happening this day. It's a beautiful morning. The sun is up. A very green environment. There was rain yesterday night, and the race has started. The current race that you are watching right now is the 6-kilometer junior women's race. This event is the third series of the athletics Betika cross-country championships. The first series was in Machakos, and then, of course, we had the Olkalau series last weekend, and now this is the third this weekend. Of course, there'll be a break before we concentrate on the World Championships that are starting next weekend. So it will take a break for about 2 weeks before we have the next last series, probably in Kericho. We shall get confirmation from the Athletics Kenya officials. A very good morning if you've just joined us. That is the beautiful scenery of Mount Elgon. We are at the base of the Mount Elgon. That is in Bungoma County this morning. A number of athletes here competing. Of course, the number here is a little bit less, not compared to what we witnessed in Olkalau and Machakos cross-country series. The athletes are a little bit fewer here today, and maybe it's because of the distance from wherever they are training. So you'll find most of the athletes are those who normally train here in Bungoma County, that is in Mount Elgon, where a number of athletes are based. Well, I'll be taking you through today. My name is Bernard Rotich, and we shall be having with my partner, of course, Charity, who will be handling the interviews. And we shall be taking you through this event today. That is Kapsokwony, if you can be able to see on your screens. That is Kapsokwony. Well, the race you are watching right now is just a curtain raiser for these events. Remember, young athletes are tomorrow's, of course, champions, and you have to show them the right thing to do, and they also want to be champions in future. That is why you see them running this morning before the main event starts. The next event shall be the under 26 kilometers junior women, who are already lined up. About 18 athletes registered to compete in this event, and maybe we are witnessing a few of them because most of them are preparing maybe for exams during while in school. Others are in boarding schools. So this event normally we normally witness young athletes from schools competing in these under 20 events, both girls and boys. That is 6 kilometers and 8 kilometers. Remember, the series is part of preparation for the World Cross Country Championships that shall be held in January in Florida, USA, on 10th. There has to be a team that will be representing Kenya, and a number of events before that will be happening. We shall see, apart from the cross-country series, we have the regional championships coming up immediately after the series. Then we shall have the national championships being held next month in Eldoret, where a team that shall represent Kenya, the World Championships, will be selected. So it's a busy calendar for the athletes. Of course, immediately after the cross-country events, we shall have also the track events, because next year we have the Africa Senior Championships, and then we have the Commonwealth Games. And of course, again, we shall start the cross-country and head to the track and field events in preparation for the 2027 World Championships that shall be held in Beijing, China, in preparation for the 2028 Olympic Games in Los Angeles. So that is part how athletics calendar, how busy it is, of course, in the coming few years. But most of the athletes are looking forward to compete at the compete at the Olympic Games. Look at the pictures there. That is Kapsokwony. That is the course. Those are the pictures from the drone. You can see the small huts there. And of course, the under 26 kilometers junior women have started beautifully. Athletes sprinting there. I can see Joylene there. A number of them who have seen them competing, and they are here also tackling this course. Remember, the course is 2 kilometers, so they have to go 3 laps so that they can be able to finish this race. Who will emerge the champion today? It's a matter of wait and see. 3 laps to go. They have started. Welcome. We are in Kapsokwony in Mount Elgon, where a number of athletes are competing here in preparation for the national championships, national cross-country championships that shall be held in Eldoret next month, where a team shall be selected so that they can represent Kenya at the World Cross-Country Championships. Remember, last time Kenya competed, that was in Serbia, Belgrade, Serbia, last year in January, in March. Kenya performed so well that we had Beatrice Chebet defending her title, Lilian Kasaid coming second, Margaret Kipkemboi finishing third in the senior women's category, that is 10-kilometer senior category. And then we had Benson Kiplangat, who managed to win a bronze behind the 2 Ethiopians who bagged a gold and silver. So this is just part of the preparation for the event, and they will be looking forward to defending their champion, their titles, and having Beatrice Chebet also, who is competing at the World Championships. I know maybe after the World Championships she'll have some time to rest and also compete at the nationals as she eyes to make to get a ticket to go and compete at the World Championships. Also, Benson Kiplangat from Keringet, he is competing in the 10,000 meters men's race, and I know he will be looking forward to also represent Kenya at the cross-country championships. Look at that course. Those are the athletes from the aerial view. I can see Joylene leading and 2 athletes in tow, and of course it's still early stages of this race, and we are going to see what will happen this morning. Once again, welcome. We are in Kapsokwony, and I have my friend here. Maybe just introduce yourself. I don't want to introduce you. Let the viewers and those who are listening to this hear your name and what you do and where you come from. Karibu sana.
Thank you very much, Bwana Rotich. And once again, welcome to Kapsokwony. My name is Abel Kibet. I think I'm not very new, but then again, it's been a while since I was here. But thank you very much. My name is Abel Kibet. I come from here, Kapsokwony, where this event is happening. This AK event is happening. And I'm very glad, I'm happy. And as I can see, numbers, people are really coming in to witness what is going to happen. You know, this area is also known for such, and we have very many young people that do participate in athletics event. And today at Kapsokwony, you've seen them. They've turned up, and they want to win prizes. Some are preparing for maybe future competitions, and it's amazing. And for the Kapsokwony people, I know they are very happy to again have this event happening here again, and I think it's now a norm. It's been a culture, and it's advantageous to the people here, especially the young people who have been training, they've been longing for such events, and such events give them, I think, an opportunity even to for them to sharpen their skills. And they can see on our screens young ladies really doing well in this event, and amazing pictures from Kapsokwony Boys High School, where it's known for it's a historical field. We also have Kapkugo events do happen here, and I will be having the second edition of Kapkugo happening here again at Kapso. So it's a historical place, Rotich. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. 8 athletes stuck together in the that is 6 kilometers junior women. Thank you so much, Abel. Thank you for welcoming us in Kapsokwony. It's a beautiful place to be, and the scenery here is so beautiful. It's a place to relax, and they call it Kapkuko. Yeah, if you get any Kalenjin and ask him or her about Kapkuko, they'll tell you the rich history that Mount Elgon has in terms of the Kalenjin history. We have 32 athletes competing here today, and just to take you through, we have Chebor, Sensil Chebor, Ruth Cheruta, Faith Cherop, Damaris Cherop, Purity Chelangat, Sylvia Chebet, Abigail Chepkorir, Seli Chelangat, and Jelimo Masi. You can see about 6 athletes now, about 6 athletes in the leading pack. I'll be telling you the leader who is leading. That is Rehema Simotuo. Then we have the likes of Mary Njoroge, Millicent Cheponga, Ruth Yego, Pascaline Chelangat, Ibra Chebet, Damaris Chebet Matumbei, Linda Chepkemoy, Albright Yeko, Ruth Yego, Pascaline, of course, Venenza Chebet, Joylyn Chepkemoy. And those are some of the athletes who are competing here today. Well, in the 8 kilometers under 20 men, we have also a few of them. That is, they will be running 47 of them. The 2 kilometers women loop, we have 30 athletes competing. Then 2 kilometers men, we will have 52 running in that event. I can see even Noah Kibet. I don't know if he's the 800 meters athlete. And then we have 10 kilometers senior women. This is the list that we had. 19 of them will be competing here. And then, of course, the 10 kilometers senior men, we have about 110 athletes. As I said earlier, these athletes, we have a fewer number here today. That is, they are going for the second lap now. We have a few athletes, because I remember the 10 kilometers senior men, we had about 256 in Olkalau. It was a huge number. And Abel, of course, these athletes are preparing for the regional events. We have the discipline forces events happening with the regional at the same time. And then, of course, we have the national championship that will be happening in Eldoret. I hope you won't miss that.
I won't miss. Eldoret is the home of champions. Then again, the competition that will be happening in Eldoret is not a kind of event that I will want to miss, because then again, Eldoret is home of champions, and the home of champions is where amazing things do happen. There is you will witness a lot of new talent. You will witness a lot of people breaking records. There is where people stamp authority. There is where these senior athletes come and show the people that we are the ones. And then again, being the home of champions, I'm hoping to witness a lot, to see a crowd, a lot of people coming to cheer and to witness the amazing competition that will be happening at and I know many people, no one will want to, especially if you are a lover of these type of competitions. And I won't miss Bwana Rotich. I'll be around.
Yeah, of course, it's good to always witness a champion in the making. That we'll have those are 5 athletes. One has been touch on a few previous current heroes and heroines from Mount Elgon. This is a place where we have had talent for a long time. We had the likes of Ben Jipcho, 3,000 meters. We have Erastus Kemei, Jumandiwa, Chemos Chemeningwa, Eunice Kae, Andrew Masai, Shem Kororia, Martin Tirongo, then Geoffrey Kiminyi, Philemon Rotich, who was doing road race. He was a pacemaker most of the time. Stephen Chemlany, 10,000. Solomon Bushendich, Suleiman Simantwa, Edith Masai, Milka Chemos, of course, the daughter of the soil. Then we have Ines Chenonge, Doris Changeiwa, Leonard Leonard Komol, yeah, it should be Leonard Komol. Janet Kisa, of course, Sylvia Chesebe, still running with the prisons. Valentine Mateiko, training in Kaptagat, yeah, with the global. Eric Ndiema, Cornelius Kapsiwa, James Kwalia, Titus Mbishe, Moses Masai, Dennis Masai, Lynette Masai. Those the Masais. I don't know where they are nowadays. Of course, Lynette's still running, and I think Magdalene is also representing Kenya at the World Championships in marathon. Yeah,
participating. They're still running, although now they reside in Trans Nzoia, but they are still participating. But they are known. There are people that they started training here at Kapsokwony even when many people had not even ventured into these type of competitions. And the whole family, from one family member, and now the whole family, almost each and every member of the participating in such competition, and it's very amazing. They have really changed the perception. They acted as role models to many athletes who came after them, and it's very amazing to witness even their success right now in different disciplines. Yeah.
Yeah, of course, they set the standards, and they are now, of course, people want to be like them. They want to make history. 5 athletes now stuck together there in the leading pack. I don't know who will be able to make it to the top 3. The top 3, remember, this is just a build-up as part of the National Cross Country Championships coming up next month in October. That will be happening in Eldoret. I'm not yet sure about the venue. We have 2 venues normally that we hold cross country in Eldoret. That is University of, and not university, but the sports club, and also we have the Lobo, where not the Lobo Village, yes, where normally we host that's the first World Cross Country Gold Tour, the Sirikwa Classic. So those are the 2 venues in Eldoret. We shall be confirming where the cross country will happen. Of course, Abel, I want also to thank the sponsors, Betika. Betika has really motivated these athletes here. You come, you borrow transport to come and compete. Come here, compete, and go back home with a few thousands in your pocket as a winner.
In fact, it's amazing when we now, it's something to be proud of, especially the people that are participating, and especially the young people, the sponsors. And we want to thank Betika in a special way for making sure that young people, these are like the current under 20 girls, different disciplines, very many young people coming to compete because of them pumping their resources and seeing even the essence of putting in their resources to ensure that these young people, after even competing, these competitions will have winners. Those that will emerge winners will be going home smiling. They'll be having a prize. And as just our teacher said, we have those that asked, they borrowed transport, borrowed their money for facilitation even to get this place. And fair enough, I know we have those that God is going to give them that particular, I think, strength, and they'll go home as winners. And they'll have something to smile about, and we really want to thank Betika in a special way. Right now, the competitions up, it's picking up very well, and I see now we have almost the 4 of them picking up very well at Kapsokwony field, famously known as Kapkugo, and 6 kilometers and 20 women. The competition that you're seeing on your screens right now, building up very well at Kapsokwony, Kapkugo.
Yeah, of course. The last lap you've seen reaction from Joylin. That is Challenge-Kapsokwony from she comes from Nandi County, a student at Jeptonon High School, followed by Vanenza Jebate coming in, following after a few meters. That is Joylin, who was broken from the leading pack. As you can see, she has engaged another gear. Will she be able to sustain in the remaining few, that is about 1 kilometer and some few hundreds of meters? Will she be able to sustain and maybe finish as a winner? Remember, Joylin has been consistent in these cross-country races, and seeing her compete here, of course, I saw her competing at the high school championship. That is the East Africa. I think she got a silver in 5,000 meters. So this is part of her. It's just, I was talking to her, and she said that it's part of her. It's part of her. It's like a hobby to her. She loves running. That's her life. You run, sleep, go to class. After class, you go run, do some training, compete. And that's why she's doing so well here. And I don't know if Vanenza will be able to catch up. But as you've seen, there's a gap of some few meters. Well, remember, this is happening at Kapsokwony High School. It's a boys' school. Yes, and a lot of activities normally happen here, including this cross-country series. We were here last year, where we witnessed also a number of athletes competing here who managed to do well all the way to the national level. Remember, this year we had a national championships also held in Eldoret at the Eldoret Sports Club. And this year, again, we are having a national championships in Eldoret. Talking to the organizers, of course, they said that Eldoret has numbers. People normally come. They come from all sorts of life. They come from Mount Elgon. They come from Nandi, from Elgeyo Marakwet, Baringo, to come and just cheer these athletes when they are competing. Look at the scenery there. Look at the green vegetation from Mount Elgon. And maybe just to let you know that Mount Elgon is always at the border of Kenya and Uganda, and that's why we have other athletes on the other side of Uganda who are doing so well, the likes of Cheptegei, the like of Kiplimo, the likes of Peruth Chemutai. People normally say they are Kenyans.
Yeah, fair enough, we've been blessed here in the land of Mount Elgon because we actually don't have a border, as you have said. We live from here to Uganda, and they're known as Sebei, but to us, those are suburbs of Uganda. So basically, they are our brothers, and Joshua Cheptegei, indeed. Even we do have events that do happen here at Kapsokwony High School. As you can see, we have some huts here, cultural huts, where Joshua Cheptegei comes to celebrate here during cultural events, and this one is their home, and I think it's by extension because we have places known as Kapchorwa. Those are just names that are familiar to here Kenya. I've heard you mentioning a girl who learns in a school known as Cheptonon. If you go to Uganda, there is a place known as Cheptonon in Kapchorwa. Here, Mount Elgon, we have places known as Cheptonon. So these are just the same people, just divided by the border. But indeed, it's amazing to see them even thrive. The like of Joshua is done a lot. Is supporting the community, including here in Kenya. I've seen him supporting young athletes, sponsoring them. And it's amazing because they also, I'm very sure Joshua Cheptegei at some point must have participated and must have done his races in this particular field here in Kapsokwony. And that one is a motivation to very many young people that are today running here, some for the first time, some not for the first time. And it's a good experience, especially for those that will come from this field Kapsokwony and to participate even to the national. Remember, I've said we had some who had an opportunity of participating in the last competitions that happened here in Kapsokwony, and they were able even to reach to the national levels. Now approaching the regional levels, I know very many young athletes that today are participating here are well motivated. Yeah, now I think to the race building up very well. She is alone, and I think a very nice pace, and I don't know if she had prepared for this, building up very well. And this is 6 kilometers under 20 women being followed closely by a team now 4 and leading the group, but she is creating a very good range. Very many participants here in the field, as you can see in your screens. At Kapsokwony, 6 kilometers women, building up very well. Bib number 6 kilometers, bib number 191.
Yeah, that is Challenge-Kapsokwony, just ending the race in style. Of course, she has won that race, and of course she had, and of course Vanessa coming in second. Of course, we shall be able to know where they train. Joylin is a student at Jeptonon High School in Nandi County, coached by Robert Ngisire. Robert Ngisire is a long-time coach for the juniors, and I think he has instilled discipline to these athletes, and they are doing so well. And I will not be surprised to see Joylin making the team for the World Cross Country Championships. But remember, it's a competitive event where you have to be very good all the way from the counties to the regional level, and of course to the national championships. Remember, the national championships shall be held in Eldoret next month. And of course, Kennedy Tanui, last time talking to us, he was saying that the documentation for this event needs to be done early enough, because normally USA has a lot of strict rules for you to get the document. That is a visa, traveling document, that is visa for the team. So that is why the whole of November that is going to be done. And then of course the team will go into the residential camp. I don't know where they will be training, but in the past we have seen the camp being taken to Kigari Teachers College in Embu, where they have been able to deliver and bag medals for the country. Well, a number of events here today. Remember, we have the 6 kilometer junior women that we've just witnessed. Then coming up will be 8 kilometers junior men. Then we shall have the 2 kilometers women's loop. Then we have the 10 kilometers senior women, and then the 2 kilometers loop for the men. And then the last event shall be the 10 kilometer senior men, where we have about 118 athletes competing in this event. Well, if you've just joined us, we are at Kapsokwony, as you can see in your screen. Those are the activities happening. Athletes finishing up the 6 kilometers junior women's race. Remember, this is the third series of the athletics Kenya Betika Cross Country Championships, which is part of the build-up towards the regional. Of course, the county competitions are done, and now we are looking forward to the regional level, where athletes will be seeking slots to compete at the national level. Then we shall have a team that will be, of course, selected to represent Kenya at the World Cross Country Championships in Florida.
Yeah, as you've said, Bwana Rotich, it's not, it will be very disturbing to see athletes struggling to have travel documents, yet we have enough time maybe to prepare that and allow and maybe prepare our athletes go compete in a better way. We really hope that one is something that is going to be well catered for and allow even our athletes to go and compete and maybe bring more medals and even make our country stamp the authority that our country Kenya has already established in the international platforms, especially in this field of athletes. And it will be very good to see worthy and correct people going to those particular competitions and to allow the country maybe win. I see in your screens you can see men, young men warming up for the next event and yeah, at Kapsokwony, very prepared for this particular event here at Kapsokwony, Kapugo, famously known as Kapugo Kapsokwony. And I think in a few we will be having 8 kilometers junior men. As you can see them ready, they're just trying to warm up for this event here at Kapsokwony, 8 kilometers men, and will be picking up, building up very well. Numbers here at Kapsokwony being witnessed, being a place where young people do value this kind of competition. We've seen even young people coming from these places competing here and going representing Kenya even in international platforms and even winning medals. And this place is not just a normal place for these athletes. They're not just competing, they're not just participating, but they're here to prepare even for the future. And in your screens, remember Betika bringing you 2025-2026 cross-country series.
Kumshukuru Mwenyezi Mungu kwa ulinzi wake na upendo wake. Ya pili, nashukuru tena Mungu juu ameniwezesha mpaka nimewin siku ya leo. Challenges yenye ilikuwa field ilikuwa matope, na matope haikuwa rahisi. Kuna penye ilikuwa katikati ni mbaya sana, so ni hali ya kuvumilia tu, kila mtu anakanyaga hiyo matope. Yeah.
Ulianza kujievaluate ukiwa Machakos na leo pia umeweza. Tukiangalia tuko na World Cross Country Championships inakuja. Ni nini sasa utaenda kwa kurekebisha tukianza kujitayarisha National Cross Country na Trials za World Championships?
Naona mwili sio mbaya, inakuja. Nashukuru Mungu sana. Ni kwenda kutrain, but kutrain yenye haitaleta injury tena. Uki-overtrain tena inaweza kuwa injury. So my target ni kukua among team Kenya wenye wanaenda kurepresent World Cross Country.
Okay, all the best and congratulations.
Asante.
I'm also joined by number 2. Her name is Vanessa Chebet. Vanessa, congratulations. Una feel aje kuhusu competition leo?
Kwa sababu nilikuwa nimetrain hasa siku feel sana, lakini matope tu ndio nilitatiza hapo chini, lakini itabidi tu soe kwa vile tunaenda mazoezi kwa matope.
All the best na congratulations.
So thank you.
Okay, I'm also joined by number 3 here. Number 3 is Flona.
the podium finishers, where Joylene Chepkemoi won the race. Remember, Joylene is a Form 4 student at Cheptonon High School, and she'll be sitting for her exam this year. Meanwhile, that is the men's junior race. We have two athletes leading ahead of the others, some few meters, but a large pack are following behind. Well, meanwhile, I wanted to take you through the World Cross Country event that happened last year in Belgrade, Serbia. We had the senior men's race where Jacob Kiplimo from Uganda won gold. And of course, Jacob is not competing at the World Cross Country World Championship this year. We saw the news, and Abel, maybe we'll be talking about that later, maybe. But the second athlete who won silver was Beriu Aregawi, and then we had our own Benson Kiplangat finishing third. In the senior women's race, we had Beatrice Chebet winning the title for the second time after also winning in Australia in 2023, and then we had Lilian Kasait Rengeru coming in second, and Margaret Kipkemboi finishing third. Then in the under 20 category, we had Samuel Kibathi, a Japan-based athlete, winning gold, and then Mezgebu Sime from Ethiopia coming in second, and Matthew Kipkoech, a 10-based athlete, winning a bronze medal. At the under 20 women category, we had a clean sweep for Ethiopians. Mata Alemayu, Asayech Ayechu, and Robert Dida bagged gold, silver, and bronze in that order. And of course, our very own Shaila Chebet came in fourth. But in terms of team titles, Kenya bagged 3 gold medals. That is in the senior men's category. And then we had our senior women category, under 20 men category, and Ethiopia managed to win at the under 20 women category gold medal. So Kenya settled for silver medal. And then we had the relay, that is the mixed relay. Kenya through Reynold Kipkorir Cheriot, Virginia Nyambura, Daniel Munguti, and Purity Chepkirui managed to win a gold medal for Kenya, followed by Ethiopia through Teresa Tolosa, Dadi Dube, Adehena Kasaye, Biri Abera, with Great Britain coming in third through Thomas Keane, Alexandra Millard, Adam Fogg, and Bethan Molay. So basically, that is how Kenya performed at the the last event of the World Cross Country in Belgrade, Serbia, that is in Europe. This year, a team is being selected to represent Kenya at the World Cross Country Championships in Florida, USA, which is coming way earlier in January. That is on 10th January. But this will not affect the World Cross Country Tour events, because remember we have 2 gold medals in Kenya, 2 gold labeled medals in Kenya. That is Chepsaita Great Run, and then of course athletes passing where we are there. Of course, you can see the crowd there. Yes. Very soon, men will be separated from boys. They're now going downhill. So some athletes are good at running downhill, others are good in climbing. So it depends on how you've trained and prepared for this event. Yeah, was talking about Kenya having 2 gold label in World Cross Country Tour. So it won't affect that, because the World Tour Cross Country event will just go on as planned. And the first one is on December 6th. That is the Chepsaita Great Run, where we saw the other day it was being launched, and the money has doubled, more than double, because the winner in the senior category will go home with 750,000. Remember last year in the senior women's category, we had a Ugandan winning in the women category, Lois Chepkemoi, and then Ethiopian coming in second, and the Kenyan was third. So you can see how these races are becoming competitive.
Yeah, and for sure, just recently we know The Chepsaita Great Marathon Run is being sponsored by cross country run is being sponsored by Farouk Kibet, and for sure we saw him pumping more money to that to the competitions, and being the gold level, it attracts more of competitors from this region, including Ethiopia, including Uganda, and even international athletes who are maybe seeking maybe to gain some experience, and some even use such events as a build up for even international competitions. And it's amazing and great that more money has been pumped to the greater Chepsaita, and we hope that this time round Kenyans are going to win the prizes, because as my colleague Rotich has just mentioned it, Ugandan bagged the prizes, and this time we hope Kenyans are going to win the prizes too, and even being held in home and seeing other athletes maybe from Uganda, Ethiopia coming and winning sometimes may look as but anyway, Ethiopians are also known for competing for these especially high level events, and it's not new, and yeah, for Ethiopians to come and win, Ugandans to come and win, these countries are neighboring countries, and they do train. Even sometimes they do use same areas to train, and these are people that they have experience in these terrains. And but this time we hope Kenyan wins, because it's home, and when you're competing home, they say in Kiswahili wanasema mchezo kwao utuzwa, and I expect that home advantage for Kenyans in that goal level. Also, as you've mentioned again, the regional championship will be happening again in Eldoret, and I think the city, the number 4th city, is expecting a lot of events, and we really hope for amazing and very good activities there at Eldoret.
Yeah, of course, it's a new city, baby city, the baby city. So we still have athletes there stuck together, about 12 athletes in the leading pack, and then we have the chasing pack behind. And of course, talking about this event, Abel, I think it's very good because if you missed a chance to compete and represent Kenya at the World Championships, you have another chance here where you can compete and represent Kenya at the World Cross Country Championships. And it gives athletes the time and also an opportunity to gauge their performance, gauge themselves. How can I compete with the others? How can I make it? And good enough, again, Abel, we have athletes who are now eyeing scholarship opportunities in the U.S. Of course, the leading was in the U.S. We have, of course, people who have been aiding these athletes to get schools scholarship in the U.S. We have a number of athletes running, and at the same time getting into class. They want to get a degree, which I think it's a good thing going forward, because we cannot all go for the commercial races, because we are so many in Kenya. The Kenyans are so many. You cannot compare Kenya and Uganda, because Uganda you can select athletes. They are just few, and Kenya and Ethiopia has a big number of athletes. So diversifying, seeing other athletes competing and going the scholarship way. We have the town hall group, which has been aiding athletes for the last 2 years. I think more than 150 athletes have been able to get chances to go to school in the US. We've seen athletes winning NCAA championships from Kenya, which was
as you've just mentioned, some athletes getting opportunities for scholarship. I remember here in Mount Elgon, we have 2 schools that are doing great in terms of athlete. We have Kongita High School just a few kilometers from here, around 7 kilometers from here, Kapsokwony boys. We also have Kaptama girls. In fact, we have 2 girls from Kaptama, one by the name Immaculate Chamtai and one by the name Felin Mining. Through these type of competitions, they have been able to have been given scholarship. One is, I think, in the Alabama state, and she's participating and running in institutional levels, and they've been sponsored, and they've been even some are being paid in those type of competition, and it has enabled many people, especially those from Mount Elgon. We have seen even them developing their homes and even changing their backgrounds through this type of competition, and it's a good motivation to many people that are competing today, that you must not only compete in professional levels alone. If you get an opportunity to through running to get you go to school, get a scholarship, yeah, it's good to use that platform and change yourself, because through the same way Rotich has just mentioned, in Kenya, almost especially from the Rift, from here Mount Elgon, even not alone, Kenyans are known as better athletes, and even to choose a team here sometimes, and even in international standards, even if we do not win, sometimes we have a lot of people competing, and sometimes we get bronze, and even pace setters, most from here, Kenya, and it's good to use these chances and these platforms to even just develop yourself from where you are right now, and maybe to move to the next level, because this is the place where you can really nurture yourself.
I read Chepkemboi. She's a javelin thrower, and she was third at the NCAA National Championships. She won bronze, but she now has a chance to represent Kenya at the World Athletics Championships in Tokyo, Japan. That is talent at the Texas Christian University in the US. So this is what talent can do for you. We see talent changing homes, talent changing the background of where one comes from. They normally say this athletes. I've never seen very few, of course, in Kenya. I've never seen an athlete who comes from a rich family. They always come from a poor background, but they normally come and change where they come from. So seeing these athletes diversifying, others going to the scholarship way, and we have others who are, of course, under management, others are still seeking that process of getting a manager. So we have a lot of athletes doing this in Kenya, and of course, for the better of the sport, I know we are going to change the narrative and see many athletes in the next, of course, like 4 years. We shall see these athletes who are going to the US, going to the Olympic Games. Remember, US has better facilities than Kenya, but of course, Kenyans have been doing so well and working very hard. We have other athletes in Japan. Well, talking of Japan, there are a number of athletes following up on this event. I want to send greetings to you, habari yenu, Chamgei Owamune. That is part of greetings from us in the commentary booth. And we have, of course, Amos, my good friend, Amos in Iten, and Akipran, who is following keenly, and he is sending his greetings. We have a journalist from Kisi, that is Gichana. We normally call him governor from Borabu County. He has his own county called Borabu. He has created his own county. He's a journalist following keenly. And of course, I know many other people are following from the US, from Japan, from UK. All those who are following, asante sana. Let's keep on supporting the athletes, supporting this event. We have now 4 athletes leading. Of course, I can see Andrew Alamisi. Andrew Alamisi has a silver medal, a gold medal actually, for the world under 20 in 5,000 meters. And I don't know how he missed a chance to represent Kenya. Of course, Alamisi has been dropped to 6th position. and I don't know why he has decided to go back. And then I'll be telling you who is leading currently. This is Kapsokwony cross country, the Athletics Kenya Betika Kapsokwony cross country, which is the third series in this event. We remember we have the last one in Kericho that will be coming up after the World Championships. After we have finished the World Championships. Remember, the World Championships kicks off next weekend. That is on 13th, where we shall see a number of athletes competing for our country. And of course, they are going now for the last lap. The athletes are going for the last lap. I'll be telling you who the leader is. That is number 211. That is Andrew Kiprop from North Rift. And there are three athletes there stuck together. And of course, it's the last lap. Will the three be able to make it to the podium, or are there cards that are hidden so that one can unleash at the last minute? This guy from Sinonin, I'm looking for his name, the Chepsaita cross-country champion. Maybe he will pull a surprise, currently in 4th place. And I think, yeah, he must be have been hiding something, because if you can see how he's going with the long strides, going for the last lap, he must be planning something.
The energy for the last lap, and as you can see, in fact, he's increasing his pace towards now the last lap. As you've heard, the guy that is lead from the North Rift guys are known. These they've been dominating these Kapsokwony grounds, and I don't know if it will be the same case again here. And I remember I mentioned again, Lamisi is won again on these grounds, and building up very well towards the last lap, as you can see in your screens. That one, I think that it's a slight hill, and now this year we determine who had prepared. And at Kapsokwony grounds, as you can see, beautiful scenes, building up very well towards the last final lap. Strides is increasing the pace, being followed closely. As you had mentioned earlier on, it something.
Yeah, it's interesting. The race is interesting. Yeah, a lot of changes here. They are exchanging leads. The athletes are exchanging leads here, so you never know who will win. That is number 218. That is Korir Emmanuel Kiprono leading from the North Rift. And if I'm not wrong, he comes from... He must be one of the athletes who train with, of course, Barnaba Kitilit, the Baringo chairman, Athletics Kenya chairman, who is also a coach. Those are some of the athletes. We have also Kevin Kiprop, who is the Chepsaita cross-country champion, who is also in this group. So, but of course, Kevin is there struggling in the 5th place, trying to close the gap. Yeah, but... currently leading, that is Emmanuel Korir Kiprono. And he must have, of course, planned his race well. Alamisi there also. I don't know if he wants to finish the race with a sprint. Actually, last year, that is what Alamisi did to win here. It was a sprint finish for these athletes. So it's let's wait and see what will happen. Of course, Emmanuel there. And Lamisi looks like planning something. Planning something the last few meters. Yeah, as you can see. Yes, and Emmanuel looks like he wants to stick to his position. And we have the second athlete. Of course, I think his bib number has dropped. We cannot know who the athlete is. And as you can see, he is really following up Alamisi now in 3rd place, Andrew in 4th, and leading is Emmanuel. And Emmanuel looks like he knows what he is doing. He has just engaged another gear, the second athlete following closely. But the race is the race keeps changing. Keeps changing. Yes. Andrew Alamisi third, Andrew from North Rift number 4, and Kevin number 5. So those are the top athletes now heading to the final stretch, who will be able to emerge a winner in this event. Look at how the athlete, the leading athlete, Emmanuel, is holding on to his position. Remember, he trains in the North Rift, and there he goes, takes that bend beautifully, looking behind in a way. And of course, as Emmanuel Kipkorir Kiprono, of course, going for the finish. That is the final stretch, and he engages another gear, now going to finish the race in style. I think we have now a champion in this 8 kilometers junior men's race. Second athlete there following closely. And then, of course, and there he goes. That is the final few meters, and he does it in style as he wins, and as he goes for the line. That is the finish line, as you can see there, and he wins it in a beautiful way. That is Emmanuel Kipkorir Kiprono from North Rift. We shall be able to know who the second athlete is, and that is, I think that is Alamisi coming third. And then we have another athlete, Andrew. That is Andrew Kiprop coming in fourth, and Kevin coming number 5. What a beautiful race.
Yeah, a very beautiful race, and very many thanks to Betika for such an amazing race. Emmanuel competing this in a very high pace, and as we had said, defining boys with men. And finally, you've seen from the screens, you've witnessed yourselves. I was saying thank you very much to Betika, and it's my appeal that we see more and more people joining this beautiful venture in supporting these events, these athletics event. And as you can see in your screens, very many people. This is not rare. This is not common in Kapsokwony to see very many crowds, as you can see in your screens. And here at Kapsokwony, I'm witnessing a lot of numbers, and this one is not very common. This one is for the love of the sport, and to see very many people coming and supporting. We've seen family members coming and supporting, friends coming and supporting their colleagues in these particular events here at Kapsokwony that is sponsored by Betika. It's very amazing, very, very amazing. And some have not yet, they are now close to competing, to finishing up the race, but already we have the winner, who is Emmanuel Korir, who has finished in a very, very high pace here at Kapsokwony. And as you can see, some still finishing up the race.
Yeah. A bit of correction. I'm told Emmanuel Kipkorir Kiprono comes from Kimoron High School. Yeah. He has a silver medal from the Africa Championships. So this is a champion in the making. And I saw Mr. Kunusia here, the principal of Kimoron High School. He's here to witness history. And of course, you can see him there. That is, he's wearing the Kenyan the track there to witness. Remember, Kimoron High School has produced some of the best in the past. Remember, David Rudisha was there, Emmanuel Korir. We have even the upcoming, the rising 1500 meters athlete. Of course, you can see Mr. Kunusia there, the principal. And I think it will be good to talk to the principal, or maybe we shall talk to him later. Well, let's listen to the interviews from Charity.
Congratulations. Performance yako unafeel aje kuhusu leo?
Kitu cha kwanza mimi nashukuru Mungu kuliko hii uwanja ilikuwa sawa. Kitu cha kwanza mimi nashukuru Mungu tumekuja hii uwanja hii cross country. Hii nilisikia uwanja ilikuwa matope kidogo. Hii ni sawa.
All the best na congratulations.
Asante.
Okay. Also joined by number 2 who is Edwin Sanute. Sanute, congratulations. Njoo hapa. Performance ya leo umefilaje? Weather imekuwa sawa?
Yeah. Ya kwanza kabisa nashukuru Mungu kwa majalia amenijalia. Paka nimekuwa namba 2, namshukuru na kurudishia Mungu shukrani. Race ya leo ilikuwa mzuri. Nashukuru sana kwa kuwa nafasi ya 2. Asante.
All the best. I'm also joined by last year's winner who is Andrew Alamisi. Alamisi, njoo hapa kidogo. Ulikuwa hapa kulinda ubingwa wako, but performance imekuwa vipi kwako?
Leo course wamechange kwa sawa. Lakini uko chini ndio ilikuwa na shida kidogo, lakini tumeng'ang'ana. Nilikuwa napiga hesabu ni defend race yangu ya last year, lakini haijawezekana. Nataka nimshukuru Mungu kwa kuniwezesha mpaka hapa. Yeah.
Utakuwa unaenda kuwania taji lako la mwisho kama bingwa wa under 20 kwa cross country Januari. Mpango yako ni gani?
Saa hii narudi kwa training, ni sharpen kidogo then mwisho world cross country niende nipiganie nilete gold. Okay. Yeah.
All the best and congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay. Those were our 8 kilometers under 20 winners. We had Emmanuel Kiprono taking the first position, and also we had Edwin Sanute taking number 2, and Andrew Alamisi, the defending champion, taking the 3rd position. Alamisi said that he'll be going to be hunting for the World Cross title in January in the USA. Over to you, Rotich, as we continue with the 2 kilometers for the ladies.
Thank you so much. Of course, those are athletes kicking off there in the 2 kilometers loop. Remember, that is just 1 lap, and we shall be able to see who the winner is. And I can see a number of champions here. Of course, we have seen Milka Chemos going around, moving around here, making sure the athletes are okay. And we've heard from Andrew Alamisi, who was a champion actually it is this year, last year, when we had the previous cross-country series where he won, but today he has been beaten to 3rd. That shows you how competition is. You cannot be always at the top, but of course it's allowed. It's competition. You win today, tomorrow you become 2nd or 3rd, or tomorrow you lose and the other one wins. So it's a part of competition. So, remember the 2 kilometer event normally builds up to the mixed relay, where Kenya normally selects some of the best to represent the country in that event, where it's just a 1 lap, but it's a mixed relay event. But the series only targets maybe men only and women only. But in the final part, we shall be able to select a team in the mixed relay that will be able to see 2 women and 2 men compete in the relay. That is at World Championships. Remember, we are this Kapsokwony for the 3rd Athletics Kenya Betika Series cross-country championships. And as you can see, athletes there competing for positions at the 2 kilometers women's race. Remember, there are good prizes here offered by the Betika. I'll be telling you how much these athletes are going to take home. 3 athletes, they are stuck together. And good motivation from Betika, Abel.
It's amazing, and as I had mentioned earlier, I'll be a happy man to witness more and more sponsors coming in to support these young men who have the urge, and they really want to participate in this venture of athletics. And for them to come here, participate, go home with prizes, It's all that everyone wants to hear about. It's all that we want to see, and it is what we are hearing from them who have already emerged champions. And it's beautiful stories from them. 2 kilometers loop from your screens, and this one in a few we'll be having a winner in this particular event. 2 kilometers loop women, as you can see in your screens.
Yeah, 2 athletes now breaking from the other group. Shall be able to tell you who the athletes are. But remember, we had a total of 31 athletes competing here. Diana Cheptek, Cheroben, Esther Chepkorir, Chesui, Masi Chepsoyo, Purity Cherotich Ndiema, Chelimo Ngeiwo, Masi Chelimo, Maureen Maritim, M. Ichebiwot Chepiego. That is athlete number 244, as you can see from your screen. And that is, maybe we need to get her number right. 244, that is Diana Cheptek Cheroben. And Cheptek, I believe she comes from this region of Mount Elgon. Those are the names from this region. And remember, we have another Chep. I think Uganda, we have Cheptoek. And then this other side, we have Cheptek. Yeah, so currently leading. I think she had planned for the race well. And then coming in second, that is Sheila Chepkosgei Belio. I think Sheila represented Kenya at the World Under-20 in the 800 meters. That is Sheila Chepkosgei. So we are waiting to see who will win the 2 kilometers loops race. Remember, it's just a 1-lap race. And by the end of the 2 kilometers, who will be able to win? Well, as I was telling you, the winner of the 8 kilometers junior men was Emmanuel Kipkorir Kiprono, a Form 2 student at St. Francis Kimuron High School. And the principal is here, very happy. He is very happy. I can see him walking with around with a walking stick that is branded with a Kenyan flag, and of course, again, he is also wearing Kenyan tracks with that is jersey. Yeah, so well, towards the tail end of this race, as you can see, that is Diana Cheptek Cheroben leading. That is from KDF, and then of course second is Sheila Chepkosgei. Sheila, remember, she represented Kenya at the World Under-20 Championships. Of course, she was a finalist. She did not win any medal, but she has made it to the international level. And this is just part of her comeback. She's been out for some time, and this is part of her comeback. And that is Diana going for the tape, as you can see there. There she goes, and she finishes the race in style. Of course, that was Diana Cheptek winning the race in style. She hails from this place. She has been training in this region. She knows the terrain. Also, Sheila Chepkosgei comes from this region, coming in second. And third athlete, I'll be telling in a few who the third athlete is. Third athlete, that is in a few minutes, in a few seconds. Remember, we had 30 athletes competing in this event. That is Sharon Cheruta Opicho, also competing in the 2 kilometer race. We shall be talking to the athletes in a few and get to know who the athletes where they normally train. Of course, athletes being rewarded there. Andrew Alamisi there, being rewarded 15,000 shillings by the Senior Vice President Athletics Kenya, Bwana Mutwi. handing over the checks, and then we had the winner Kiprono, and of course Edwin coming in second, the 20,000. Emmanuel winning 30,000, and Alamisi winning 15,000. Those are the junior 8 kilometers junior champions. Those were the podium finishers of the 8 kilometers junior men. Well, we are preparing for the next race, Abel. That is the 10 kilometers senior women. Very few athletes here.
And it's not. It's a competition that I think it's been culture to not witnessing a lot of competitors in this particular discipline. I don't know why, and probably we should research on why we do not really have a lot of ladies or women competing in this particular race 10 kilometers women. That is the event that is going to take place. In a few, we'll be seeing our women ladies competing, and we are expecting to see people going home with the prizes. We're expecting to... thank you.
By the 2 kilometers ladies winners. She is Diana Cheptek. Diana, congratulations. Unafeel aje kuhusu performance leo?
Nashukuru Mungu kwa siku ya leo. Na sikuwa najua kama nisabeba 2 kilometers. Yes.
Ulikuwa umejitayarisha vipi?
Kwa siku ya leo sikuwa nimejitayarisha, lakini nilisema tu acha niende nibahatishe. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much and congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. I'm also joined here by number 2, who is Sheila Chepkosgei. Okay. Sheila, congratulations. Unafeel aje kuhusu leo na race imekuwa vipi kwako? Competition imekuwa kali?
Haijakuwa rahisi vile. Nashukuru tu Mungu kwa kutosha mpaka tumeweza kumaliza.
All the best and congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm also joined by number 3, who is Sharon Cheruto. Congratulations kwa podium mara yako ya kwanza. Unafeel aje?
Nafeel tu poa kwa sababu na train ngumu. Sasa ikakuwa rahisi kukimbia.
Sasa ukirudi mazoezi utafanya nini na nini?
Nitafanya tu poa. Alafu naongoja race ya nationals. Yeah.
All the best and congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, those were our top 3 finishers in the 2 kilometers ladies. We had Diana Cheptek and Sharon Chepkosgei and Sharon Cheruto. Sorry, Sheila Chepkosgei and Sharon Cheruto. Over to you, Rotich, as we continue with the start of the 2 kilometers men.
Well, it's actually the 10 kilometers senior women's race, not the 2 kilometers. Yeah, and of course, as I said earlier, we have very few athletes here. That is, I think that is Joy Cheptoyek there. I don't know where she was, trying to catch up with the leading pack. So, as I was saying, we have very few athletes here competing. I don't know why we normally get a few athletes in the women's senior races, but well, your guess is good as mine. And we are going to witness a champion here today. We don't know who will win the race. It's the race has just started. Remember, these races is part of build-up for the regional cross-country championships that will be held across all regions, where all the regions are expected to select teams from the 4 categories, actually 6 categories, that will merge, or they will accumulate at the national cross-country in Eldoret next month. And remember, it's these competitions are back to back because the cross-country series came way earlier, not as usual. We expect normally it happens in March, but this came earlier, and being held in Florida, USA, in January 10th. That is why you see. Even before the World Championships are being held, we've started the season already, the World, the cross-country season, and that is why you see athletes now trying to compete and get slots for these championships. Remember, athletes also are eyeing slots after missing the slot at the World Athletics Championships in various events. Remember, the World Athletics Championships it normally happens after every 2 years. And looking at the team that Kenya is sending, we have a strong team. Generally upcoming athletes, that is, we have new athletes competing at the World Championship for the first time, but again, very experienced athletes who are carrying 55 million Kenyans while competing. Remember, the President William Ruto the other day told them that you are carrying Kenyans, 55 million Kenyans. So as you run for the Kenyans. Don't run for yourself. Run as you run for Kenyans. Well, it's this third series of cross country, and this year I think we will not have the 6 series that normally happens, but 4. I think the last one shall be held in Kericho, and then we head to the regional championships. We shall be able to confirm the date, but I think it should be immediately after the World Championships. Remember, the World Championships kicks off next weekend. That is on 13th, where a number of Kenyans are expected to do well. The first team to head to the championships will be, of course, some of the athletes like the marathoners, who are the first to compete on the I think on the second day, the women team. And they will be traveling as their competition comes closer. And remember, the president, Athletics Kenya President General Tuwei, Jack Tuwei, also said that when you finish your event in Tokyo, you head back home. So remember, that is what is expected to happen. It's new rules from the World Athletics, so you will not find maybe athletes loitering around after their events. You just finish and head back home, which is a good thing, I may say, because they need also to continue and do other things. Remember also the defending champion Beatrice Chebet. She is doubling in Tokyo, doing 5,000 meters and 10,000 meters. Will she be able to bring the medals home? Will she be able to win just like the Olympics? Remember, she is the Olympic double champion. So we are waiting to see if that will happen. Well, we are waiting. Let's see how from the 2-kilometer women.
We also have number 2, Sheila Chepgosgei. Sheila, she was number 2 in the 2 kilometers loop. She will also be awarded by Chemos. She'll be winning 7,000 shillings only. And remember, here it's about discovering the talent and encouraging the athlete for their performance. And we have number 3 now, who is Sharon Cheruto. Sharon, she is the first. This is her first time in the podium, and she'll be winning 5,000 shillings only. Thank you so much, our competitors, and we're looking forward to seeing you competing in the World Cross Country Championships. Over to you, Rotich, and as we continue with the 10 kilometers for the ladies.
Thank you very much for the medal ceremony. The ceremony, that is the check ceremony. And as we can see, the ongoing race is the senior women's race. Shall be able to get to know who the athletes leading are. I'll be telling you in a few. to see what who the athletes leading are. I'll be telling you in a few. Of course, getting the aerial view of this of the race here. Well, Abel, we are almost finishing events here. I think it came earlier because of course, Christine Jockey leading there. That is Christine Jockey leading. Yeah, and she was at the Al Kalau where she dropped. She did not finish the race, but she's doing so well here today. And I think this area is prone of raining all the time. How was it yesterday?
In fact, it's almost we're approaching September, whereby we're expecting little rainfalls. But here in Mount Elgon, in fact, I think few hours from now, in as much as here on ground you can see the sky is clear, but do not be lied to, because indeed because of the nature of here, we really near Mount Elgon forest here, and it's the nature of this place to have a lot of rainfalls, and maybe it's the same reason why the events had to start very early in the morning, so as maybe to allow smooth transition and to allow this event to happen smoothly here in Mount Elgon. But as you can see, right now it's very amazing, very good weather to compete, and I know even these athletes can bear witness to us that indeed the environment here at Kapsokwony Boys High School, famously known as Kap Kugo, that the temperatures here are very amazing, and to allow the competition and even to prepare for the next future events. As you can see in your screens, this one is 10 kilometers senior women, very few of them, I think 22 to be precise, competing in this particular discipline. We're expecting in a few will be having a winner. Remember, Betika ensuring that these athletes go home with prizes. They will be winning, and it's the same reason why you are seeing the beautiful scenes here at Kapsokwony.
Well, yeah, of course, a beautiful morning here. Number of officials, former athletes, making sure that everything goes on well here. Remember, ADAC, also the Anti-Doping Agency of Kenya, are here making sure that when athletes compete, they compete clean. I remember a number of athletes have been banned because of not following instruction, maybe using substances that are that maybe work to the advantage of the others. Running clean is the only way to do a clean sport. So you just have to run clean. There's no need to use enhanced drugs, enhanced performance drugs, so that you can to make it to be at the limelight. Remember, you will be caught. The systems are getting tighter and tighter each and every day. The athletics integrity unit is really working hard to make sure that those who try to use these drugs are caught and brought to book. So don't just run and try to use those products, because one, they ruin your life, and two, it will be unfair for clean competition. So just run clean, and that is it. Well, two athletes, that is Christine Ndambi. She's called Christine Ndambi, leading. Of course, we shall be able to get the name of the second athlete running to get to know where she is. Exchanging leads there. My screen having some problems. Yeah, I can't see who is leading, but we are following keenly live. I can be able to watch athletes from where I'm seated. Remember, we are at Kapsokwony cross country. That is the third series of Athletics Kenya Betika cross country. The first one was in Machakos, then followed by Olkalau, and we are here in Machakos. Remember, these events give a chance athletes to test their fitness and make sure they at par with the other athletes from the other regions, where they will meet at the national level. So we are able to see the type of competition or witness the competition here happening at the Kapsokwony cross country grounds. We want to mention in a special way Betika. Betika was being able to motivate athletes and give athletes the best. That is why you see the cross country, everybody wants to compete. The same goes to the track and field events. They have been able to give good prize money to the athletes. And of course, that is, we shall be able to get to know. Well, remember, the ongoing race is 10 kilometers senior women. 2 athletes leading. Christine Dambi in the lead. We're still waiting for the name of the second athlete. Officials here following keenly. I can see a G3. I don't know why it's called G3. He's a coach. It's synonym. Yeah, and then, of course, athletes now going with their paces here. But as I said earlier, these athletes are just doing a build-up for the World Cross Country Championships. We have the National Cross Country Champs coming up in Eldoret next month, where a World Cross Country team will be selected, who will be able to make it. Those who won this year the National Cross Country, are they able to retain their positions? Are we going to see Beatrice Chebet going for the 3rd title again? Will she be able to make the team for the World Cross Country? So these are part of the questions that people are asking and answering themselves, because you have to be there to witness and see if she will be able to make it to the USA. Well, a number of athletes also from the disciplined forces. I've seen athletes from the Kenya Defense Forces, athletes from Kenya Prison Service, athletes from KWS, National Police. So all of these athletes normally use this series to gauge themselves ahead of the disciplined forces events. Remember, we shall be having the disciplined forces events at the same time when the regional events are happening. Well, Paul Kemei from Lemotit Camp, you say that you are watching keenly. I don't know why you did not come here today. You normally you don't miss these cross-country events. But of course, we thank God that you are following it live from your screen. And those who are watching us, let's continue giving support to these athletes, cheering them. You might not be there physically, but you're following keenly. We want to thank Betika in a special way, because they have really motivated athletes. You can see the prize money that is being given out today here. It's because of the Betika, the sponsor. and seeing more sponsors coming to these events, supporting these athletes, motivates them to continue working hard. Remember, I told you Kenya has a big number of athletes, and coming in a special way is a blessing for these athletes. Yeah.
Bwana Rotich, recently we had Chan, and we saw players being awarded heftily by the president. And I don't know if we are going to witness the same case in this particular discipline. Recently we have had our athletes going to compete internationally, and I know if the president is going to dare promise a various discipline of competitions in Kenya, probably is going to run. What I'm sure is that his accounts may run dry, because we have a lot of athletes who, when given a chance, they are going to really compete and bring medals here home, and even win those prizes that are going to be promised by the president.
Yeah, Bell, it's true. The president actually promised, and there was a revise of a reward scheme where if you bag gold, you'll get 3 million. So it's up to the athlete to go and work hard and make sure he or she bags a gold medal and comes home with a medal. After getting rewarded from the world athletics, coming back home, you get 3 million. You'll be a millionaire from the president, of course, from the government, actually. So that is what athletes expect. So we've seen change. We've seen change in this rewarding scheme, and it's really encouraging. And I know if the marketing manager, Athletics Kenya, Abraham Mutai, if I know he's listening keenly and watching, he can attest that there has been change since the reward scheme was improved, and also the coming in of the sponsors. We've seen a number of athletes competing, going up. So, as you can see, the athlete leading there is still Christine, leading for the better part of the race here at Kapsokwony Boys High School. With the two athletes still stuck together, who will win this race today? Going past the main dais there. That is Miriam Chebet and Christian Dambi. Miriam Chebet and Christian Dambi. Who will win this race? Both of them look strong. Who is hiding cards there? It for the final stage. Well, remember, these athletes were 19 in number. Sarafina Koko Kibet, Winnie Kimtai, Sheila Samuel, Jeptengan, Immaculate Chepkosgei, Ryle Boyo, Jennifer Gitobu, Pascaline Kibiwat, Celestine Kiboy, Sophie Cheptek Masai, Consolata Bertom, Ruth Chematik Tulerwa, Mas Jemtai, Christine Ndambi, of course, the world leading currently. Emmy Chepngetich, Miriam Chebet, Catherine Cherotich, Diana Chepkorir, Diana Cheptek, and Jario Jepto Kipkogei. Those are the athletes competing here today in the women's 10 kilometer senior category. And then, of course, the next event will be the 2-kilometer senior men category. And the last event, we shall witness 110 men competing in the senior men's 10 kilometers category. A number of fans here from Kapsokwony, when they normally hear that there is a competition at Kapsokwony, they have to be there. They just want to witness the making of champions, so that when they watch on TV, they say, I was there when she was running. I was there when he was running. Yeah, and we want to, of course, wish Team Kenya for the World Championships all the best as they finalize their training ahead of the World Championships next weekend, which kicks on 13th September and on September 21 in Tokyo, Japan.
Wow, amazing. As you've mentioned, witnessing a lot of fans here at Kapsokwony. Remember, this is where champions are made. This is where you meet the champions. You may mistake for normal competitors, but this is where the champions are made. Few years to come, not even few years to come, you will be witnessing a lot of these competitors that are competing here today at Kapsokwony, that are truly participating here today at Kapsokwony. You will be seeing them, even some proceeding to the regional levels up to the nationals, and even representing Kenya in different international platforms. This is the reason why we are seeing a lot of crowds here in Kapsokwony, witnessing some their family members, some friends, some just normal spectators who have come to one way or the other enjoy these races that are happening here at Kapsokwony right now. Women senior category women 10 kilometers happening here at Kapsokwony, building up so well, building up so nicely. And these were 19 women, 19 ladies competing. And as you can see, paces have been made, drenches have been made here, and still the leading group continuing very well. The leading group building up very well, and again, this one is the discipline with very few competitors, because we not very sure why, but the amazing ladies, as you can see, the leading group being followed closely by Christine. And very amazing here, building up very well here at Kapsokwony. They will be approaching, I think, a steepy place. That one is a steepy place now, a hill, approaching a hill, and doing very well. And she is being followed closely, I think, making a proper timing, but she is Christine increasing her paces very well, and keeping up, ensuring that she continues to lead in this particular Miriam leading in the women, being followed closely by Christine, and they'll be approaching now a steepy place, then again a hill here at Kapsokwony, and I think they are together, and this, I think, it should be a strategy, and just ensuring that she is behind her, she's behind Miriam. Christine and Miriam just building up very well, and I think this one is the group that is going to give us a winner today here at Kapsokwony, whereby Betika has ensured that they will be going home with something home. And now again, Miriam and Christine doing the changeover. They're just timing their times, increasing the pace, one following very closely, and this is where we are going to have the winner. Again, Miriam coming so close, Christine following very closely. Rotich, as you can see, this women category building up so nicely, and I don't know what is your thought on this.
Well, that is the type of competition, of course, you expect from the cross country. And going to the nationals, as I said earlier, it will be a very competitive race because remember, some of the athletes here missed narrowly to qualify for the World Championships. And having seen cross country brought forward, these athletes get a chance to continue with their training and they are still in good shape. So seeing the athletes, of course, they are there. I think this is the last lap. Christine leading, and Miriam in second place. They've been exchanging leads. Now, I think it depends with the strength of an athlete because there's an athlete who is so good in hilly places, and when you go down the hill, another athlete takes over. So, of course, the two athletes there making sure Miriam, who is training under ASICS, maybe she wants to show that she is the queen of this event. On the other hand, also Christine wants to show that she wants to make it to the international level. So I'm told Miriam trains under ASICS, coached by Peter B, and of course. And of course, these athletes it's just part of build-up to make sure that they make it to the international level. The first series was won by Maureen Chepkoech in Machakos. And then she went to Olkalau, where she also bagged victory in the 10 kilometers category. So I was talking to her, and she was telling me that she's really looking forward, having missed narrowly to compete to represent Kenya at the 10,000 meters, where actually the trials were held in US, the Hayward Field in Oregon, in Eugene, Oregon. So she is looking forward to make sure that this time around she goes to America as a competitor, where she will be competing in the cross-country event in the senior women's category. So you can tell the type of competition that we expect nationally. And of course, we shall have also athletes from the Kenya Defense Forces, athletes from the National Police, athletes from Kenya Prison Service, KWS, NYS, Kenya Forest. We have a new kid in the block, Kenya Forest. And of course, now across the regions, we need only 6 athletes to make it. Who will be able to make it to the World Cross Country? It will be a tight race, I know, in all sectors, in all the categories, from junior categories to the senior categories to the mixed relay. And of course, still leading there is Christine, but Miriam is hanging just behind Christine. I don't know if she is be able to, I don't know if she's calculating anything, if she wants to maybe strike in the last minute, and we shall be able to wait and see how the race will unfold. Just, you can see, just behind the leading athlete, Christine, and Miriam is just behind there. She doesn't want to lose focus. I don't know if she has the last kick, the striking, of course, we normally say the finishing power. And we are waiting to see how the race will unfold there. Remember, I think this is the last lap they are competing in. You see, when Christine engages another gear, also that happens to Miriam. She doesn't want to lose focus. Passing by there near the ambulance, you can see people watching. They are following up keenly. And my screen here is misbehaving. I can't sometimes goes off here, but you can see the officials there just making sure everything is there. The coaches are watching keenly. But remember, Abel, when these athletes compete here, we also have scouts who normally want to see how these athletes compete. And let me tell you, they don't look at the first or second or third position. They look at even the 10th position on how the athlete competes. And that's how they can be able to identify a talent who can can improve, who can be coached or nurtured to improve on his or her running techniques. Yeah, going to the last stretch, still leading Christine, Miriam second.
Again, doing the same again. Now, the same way as we had told Miriam and Christine, doing it in a very professional way. Don't know if it's a technique. It must be a technique between the two of the ladies, Miriam and Christine, doing it as a professional, one behind the other. And I think now approaching towards the end, being cheered by amazing crowds here, as you can see in your screens. And I think now approaching towards the end, Rotich, Miriam and Christine, we're going to see who is going to emerge the winner. Now, Christine.
And of course, Miriam still hanging, Christine hanging on, still leading as they go to the final stretch. As you can see, Miriam, they are trying to outdo Christine, taking now the curve there, the last stretch, the few meters. Of course, Christine now does her thing, engages another gear. There is a gap of about 5 meters. And there she goes. Who will win the race? Does Miriam has that energy to close the gap? Does she has, of course, people, you can't even, the cameraman cannot even get it clearly because people want to see who will win the race. So we were waiting to see on the other side how these athletes, how the race, of course, and Christine is way ahead of Miriam as she goes to win this race. She's going for the tape. She's going for the line. That is Christine Njoki going for the finish. And there she's alone. And of course, finishing the race in style. That, and of course, Miriam coming in second. That was a good company. They gave themselves a good company. And of course, yes, and that is a sportsmanship, of course. Yeah. So these athletes, the entire race, they were together.
Yeah, Miriam and Christine, amazing sportsmanship there between the two ladies, between Miriam and Christine, one from Mount Elgon and the other lady, I don't know from where, very amazing. And I know even you, our amazing viewer, you've seen the crowds, the way they came out to see who emerges the winner. Christine and Miriam, very amazing sportsmanship from the two amazing ladies. The few ladies still remaining to finish up. There is Christine and Miriam now coming to probably collect their prizes. In a few, you will be hearing from them, our champions. And now the ladies still finishing up. Remember, there were not very many. They were 19 in number. And I really hope all of them are finishing up, still finishing up, because as my colleague mentioned, we still do have scouts here that have come to see, to scout and to see those that maybe with their potential that they can join their teams in various camps. And remember, it's not only about this race. This one is a build-up for very many races to come, even in future. But very amazing show from our amazing ladies here at Kapsokwony. Very interesting races to watch. Again, as you can see, still coming to finish these races. Amazing ladies still showing each and everyone wanting to at least secure a very, very amazing spot in this particular discipline, 10 kilometers senior women. And I think in a few we will be hearing from the champions, Miriam and Christine gave us a very, very, very amazing watch here at Kapsokwony, because they were following each other closely. until the very last stride where we had the champion in these particular competitions. Rotich, that one was a very, very amazing display from the ladies. They were few but very competitive sport here in Kapsokwony.
Yes, it was an interesting race. And I don't know why most of the time the ladies category normally brings that joy. People want to see how will it happen, how will it unravel. But I know, of course, the senior category also will give us some more entertaining. It will be an entertaining race as we wait for them to compete. On to the next race, that is the 2 kilometers senior men's race. I can see them there already lining up. They want to start the race in a few minutes. So remember, we are the third series of Athletics Kenya Betika cross-country championships being held in Kapsokwony, Mount Elgon. This is Bungoma County. And the fourth series shall come later after the World Championships. That is in Kericho. And that will pave way for the discipline forces and the regional championships across the country, where teams will be selected to compete at the national cross country, which shall be held in Eldoret. That is the fourth city. Is it the fifth city? Yeah, the fifth city, because after Nakuru, yes. Yeah, so we have Nairobi, Mombasa, Kisumu, and then we have Nakuru. And the baby city is Eldoret, which is actually known as the City of Champions. Remember, the race is being sponsored by Betika, and we have other corporates like Anti-Doping Agency of Kenya, who are here to make sure that they educate and even test athletes who are competing in this event. Remember, the athletes need to run clean all the time. As you can see, I can see officials from the Anti-Doping Agency of Kenya walking around, and of course we are almost getting interviews from these athletes. We shall be getting interviews from the athletes in a few. Charity getting ready there. We have Miriam getting ready for the interviews. Well, that was an entertaining race. This is Kapsokwony. You can see the crowd there. They want to see, they're just concentrated at the finish line. They want to see, even the kids are there. Remember, these kids get to learn something from this athlete.
Here by the 10 kilometers winners, we had our guest athlete Miriam Luftin-Joki from Bahrain taking the first position, but our winner is the local winner is Miriam Chebet, who will be taking the first place for this region, and she's called Miriam Chebet. Miriam, unafilaje race imekuwa vipi kwako?
Race imekuwa mzuri, nilikuwa nimeprepare vizuri. Coach yangu alikuwa ameniprepare vizuri sana, akaniambia just go because nataka ukate team this year.
So utaenda kufanya nini, kwa sababu sasa unaona umeingia katika wale wanaweza ingia trials za nationals?
Ndenda ongeza bidii kwa masaizi zaidi.
Okay. Yes. All the best and congratulations.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we have our number 2 who is Christine Kioko. Christine Kioko, hongera. Unafeel aje, course imekuwa vipi kwako?
Imekuwa vizuri sana. I had prepared good. Nilikuwa na injury, lakini saa hii nimepona. I'm trying my best level to do better. Yeah.
All the best and congratulations. We also have number 3 who is Dorcas Chepkemoi. Dorcas, tukirudi sasa na tunaenda sasa kujitayarisha, kuko na Kericho Cross Country Series bado imebaki ya Betika, na sasa National Cross Country ile itakuwa pia World Cross Trials. Unajipanga aje?
Sasa kwa majina naitwa Dorcas Chepkemoi, na train Kaptagat and Coach Patrick Sang. Sasa nikirudi ndaenda speed work na long run. And then prepare World Cross. Itafanyika mwezi wa 10 tarehe 27. Yes.
All the best now. Congratulations.
Thank you, man.
All right. Those were our top 3 winners. We had Miriam Chebet, Christine Kioko, and Dorcas Chepkemoi taking top 3 places. Over to you, Rotich.
Thank you
So much, Charity. Those are the 3 athletes who won this race, the first, second, and third. And of course,
the race that is ongoing right now is the 2 kilometers senior men's race, where we are seeing a number of athletes competing here. Remember, 2 kilometers is just 1 lap. So most of the athletes who compete in this event are the athletes in the 800 meters, 1500 meters, even 3,000 steeplechase. I have seen Wilberforce Kones here. Remember, he comes from this area. Wilberforce Kones does 3,000 meters steeplechase. Most of the time, he has been pacing the Diamond Leagues. He's an international athlete, so he is here today to test his fitness ahead of the National Cross Country Championships. And remember, the cross country can be done by any athlete. If you're doing mountain run, if you're doing marathon, track and field events, it's good for you because it normally gives you a lot of endurance and preparedness in the coming or forthcoming competitions. Good sceneries there from the aerial view. I can see athletes competing here. And we shall be able to know who will win at the race today. Welcome. If you've just joined us, we are almost finishing the day. This is the second last event of the day. We shall have the senior men's race where more than 100 athletes registered to compete in this event. Up next will be the medal ceremony, giving the presenters the checks. And remember, we are in Mount Elgon, a region that is really blessed with a lot of rains. As you can see from your screens, it's always green. When we come to Kapsokwony, it's always green. And we expect a lot of champions to be made here today. The winners are going to be rewarded in a few in the women's senior category. Well, we have an athlete there leading. Shall be able to tell you in a few where all these athletes come from. I can see Milka Chemos walking around here. So that the athlete leading there sprinted at the start, and he is still leading with a wide gap of about 50 meters. We shall be able to get his name in a few, and we are trying to look at who the athlete is. Shall be able to get his name in a few. But remember, of course, he's wearing a Kentucky jersey, Kentucky University in US. 030. Shall tell you in a few his name. But remember, he's called David Toroitich. He's been leading since he started the race, leaving the others with a wide gap of about 50 meters. And that is how he sprinted from the start and managed to hang on as he goes to the finish line. Remember, 2 kilometers is only one lap. One lap. Let's see if he will be able to hang on. And of course, and there he goes. The last few meters, he is still leading. And he goes for the line. And of course, looking worn out a little bit. But that was a good race for him because he started and finished with the same pace. Coming in second, third, fourth, fifth. You can see Wilberforce Cornes there finished fifth. We have an athlete with a jersey from Turkey. I'm told even there's an athlete who competed in the women's category from Qatar. So a number of athletes are using these races just to gauge their performance. A number of athletes using the cross country. I told you it's so good when someone is preparing for a major international event.
Okay, thank you very much once again. Coming to you live from Kapsokwony. Very amazing pictures. You can see from your screens, those are the 2 kilometers loop for the men. Organizing themselves to be awarded now. In a few prizes are going to be awarded. In a few prizes will be awarded to various winners here at Kapsokwony. Torotich as a merged winner. Torotich as a merged winner in the just concluded 2 kilometers loop. And in a few awarding ceremony to the winners will be happening. On the other end, on the start line, 10 kilometers senior men, as you can see in your screens, very many, more than 100. I think these are more than 100, or probably a lot. In a few, we're having the award ceremony. On the other end, as you can see, men warming up, and as you can see, large in numbers, very amazing, very many. And that is 10 kilometers for the men's category. But on the other end, awards be awarded in a few from this end.
A big number there, Abel. Yeah. More than 100 athletes are competing here today, and it is an interesting game here. We'll see what will happen in this race. And of course, it doesn't mean that when you are leading here, you will emerge the winner. We have 5 laps to go, 10 kilometers. So we have a lot of work to do there. Remember, Kenya has a bronze medal in this event in the men's category through Benson Kiplangat. Benson Kiplangat managed to earn a slot to represent Kenya at the World Championships in Tokyo, Japan, which kicks off next weekend in Tokyo, Japan, where he will be running in 10,000 meters. So remember, once he finishes that, he needs to train again and make sure he gets a slot to represent Kenya at the World Cross Country, because he has a bronze medal already. He wants to translate that maybe into a silver or a gold medal. Medal ceremony ongoing there. We have the 3 podium finishers. Miriam there, Mercy. Yeah, look at the good scenery there. That is Kapsokwony boys. Look at the athletes. Look at the athletes. Wow, the beautiful line there by the athletes. You have leading athletes there, 2 athletes in front, and the chasing pack. You can see the coaches there trying to aid them to either slow down or continue hanging on there. The beautiful line by the senior men's race. So, Abel, it means that we have to always come to Kapsokwony once in a year. Maybe the leadership needs to create more races here. We have a lot of talent in Mount Elgon.
In fact, thank you for mentioning that. And it has always been my appeal. And I remember last year I was talking with you that we actually have a high altitude center in Chemoge that it has overstayed for almost 15 years, and I remember Governor Lusaka Bungoma County had intentions of okay, in a few will be okay. We'll move to the interviews now.
That was the medal ceremony that was still going on. Now we are joined by the 2-kilometer loop winner, who is David Kipkoech. David, competition imekuwa vipi kwako?
Kwa leo nashukuru Mungu nimekimbia vizuri 2-kilometer loop. Nashukuru coach kwa training yenye amenifanyia kwa hiyo yote kuanzia Machakos hadi sasa. Naona shape yangu imeimprove kwenda tu kidogo. Yeah.
So sasa hii utaenda focus na kushape nini?
Naenda kufocus speed walk na slope na hill walk.
Okay.
Yes.
All the best and congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay. That was David Kipkoech, who's won the 2-kilometer loop. He was also with us at Machakos, where he was among the podium finishers. Over to you, Rotich, as we continue with the 10 kilometers for the men.
Again, thank you very much. Beautiful scenes on your screen, as you can see, a drone shot of men. A lot of men are competing in this particular race. I don't know why, again, remember we had very few ladies, I think, in the same category, 10 kilometers. Now men, we have more than 100 are participating, and this is where now you need to be skilled, because this is where you have seen coaches even trying to follow closely, and we also have a lot of keen scouts that are trying to watch, and this one is where we always you need to be an expert in trying to participate in this race, because as Rotich had mentioned earlier, leading in this particular race, this particular time does not translate or does not mean that you are going to win in this particular race. And I was mentioning, Rotich had mentioned that does it mean we need to come to Mount Elgon only once in a year? And it's a very good question, Bwana Rotich, because, and then again, Mount Elgon, you've mentioned various participants, various athletes that come from Mount Elgon. We have the likes of Ben Jip, who is a legend from Mount Elgon, and we should even having races in honor of such legends, because now is the late Ben Jipcho. But on the other hand, we have a high altitude that it's my prayer, and it's the prayer of the many residents of Kapsokwony, citizens of Kapsokwony, that probably before the year ends, I'm aware that we are supposed to have a launch of the same place, and I know you will be around, because it's a race that the governor is working closely with Athletics Kenya to ensure that before that facility, which I think before December will be complete, we will be having a launch of a marathon there, and or even a cross event to be launched there, and probably now we start witnessing various events here in Kabarak. Remember, even here around here, a few kilometers from here, we have hills. And I've seen we now have new categories of disciplines where people do participate and compete in hilly places, hilly terrains. And Mount Elgon has places that allows that. And you, as you can see in your screens, men trying to take places. And it's building up very well because they're really taking over. This one is 10 kilometers, men. And they're really some trying to build up the paces. Now we are seeing the groups because now this one is the discipline where we see them running in. As you can see in your screens, Bwana Rotich, very beautiful screen here at Kapsokwony, and men and forming a very beautiful line and something like a train of men participating today in Kapsokwony, and that is what you can see in your screens.
Yeah, of course, there. Thanks to the technical officials like Leting and Tirop and the others who made sure that this course, as you can see, it's a beautiful course here. You have to dig deep into your training reserve so that you can be able. So we can see two athletes now at the front. We will be telling you in a few who these athletes are. But remember, we are at Kapsokwony High School. The buildings that you can see on the other side, that is the school. But we are using the pitch or the football pitch as part of the cross-country course, where they have to go down. There's a hilly part. There's some mud obstacle, the hill obstacles. You can see look at that. Beautiful scenery here. The course is so nice. You have to have worked so hard in training so that you can be able to tackle such a course. Remember, this is the 10 kilometers men's senior race where they are competing for the title. Who will emerge the winner here? Who will win the third title of this year's cross-country athletics Kenya Betika cross-country championships? Well, a number of athletes there, making sure they are in the right position so that they can be able to strike in the last part of the race. Aerial view there, athletes, you can see that arrow there. People standing at strategic places to make sure they get the action live. They want to see these athletes tackling the course in a beautiful way. Well, I will remind you again, this is part, look at that picture. Wow. This is amazing. You will agree with me, those who are viewing this, that these are beautiful pictures, aerial pictures from the drone of this course, which has meanders, and of course test the ability of athletes or test their fitness to see how they will emerge at the end of the race. So remember, we are at Kapsokwony for the third Athletics Kenya Betika Cross Country Championships. The next will be in Kericho after the World Championships. Remember, the World Championships normally it normally takes more than 1 week, and on 21st we shall be finishing the World Championships and then go back to the cross country events, concentrate on the cross country events as we seek the team that will be heading to the USA World Cross Country Championships. So leading is Kwemoy. Kwemoy, we shall be able to know where he trains. Will he be able to hang on until the last lap? So we shall be able to get to know. Last year we had winners also. I think we had Emmanuel Bate from the Kenya and from the National Police winning this event here, but I don't know if he's here today. Then we've seen changes here. We have a new leader. We shall be able to take you. We shall be able to tell you who the leading athlete is. Remember, when you surge forward or when you engage another gear, you need to have a reserve that you may be able to finish the race. I can see Dr. Byron near my booth here. He's one of the coaches at the Keep Run in E10, one of the new camps in E10, modern camps. And there he has a jersey written Qatar 195. Yes, we get to know his name. I think he now represents Qatar. Victor Kibet. Victor Kibet. The third name is Masudi. Yeah. He comes from Mount Elgon. And wearing a jersey written Qatar, I think he represents Qatar. Of late, we've seen athletes heading the Qatar and Turkey way. And Kwalia, who comes from this region, represented Qatar. Maybe that's his time now. They want to follow what, of course, Kwalia did. And it's a good venture because, as I said earlier, we have a lot of athletes, Abel, and diversifying is not bad. They cannot all be fit here in Kenya. We have so many athletes.
And for sure, the competition level in Kenya, because of so many athletes, even sometimes for you to even secure a slot to even represent your country, you must be the best of the best. And where does that put maybe those that maybe have been trained and have not maybe secured that best spot in Kenya? It's now an opportunity for them to venture into other spaces, and as long as we know most of these people are looking for a living, and as we had mentioned earlier, and many thanks to Betika again for sponsoring this particular kind of event, because we are aware these athletes are going to go home with their prizes, and for athletes to take that route of now Kwalia going to compete in Qatar, it means a lot. And this one is a space whereby maybe in future we are going to see very many young men, many young people taking up these spaces and competing and allowing more and more participants even from this space in Kenya to go and compete in other places and make a living out of that, because then again, here in Kenya, competition levels are very high, and it's good for them to secure those other sports. And as you can see in your screens, 10 kilometers senior men, now the spaces are starting to be built, ranges are being created, groups, as you are aware, we have those athletes that would love to compete in groups as a technique, as maybe a way of keeping their time, keeping up with their competitors. And in your screens, now you are seeing the long tail being broken as the races continue, as the time continues to keep. 10 kilometers senior men, and as you can see, very many fans very keen to follow. Bib number 195 still leading Masudi, and as you can see, with the Qatar, wearing the Qatar jersey. And Masudi is a name from here, just 2 kilometers from here. We have the family Masudi from Kibuk, Mount Elgon.
Does it mean that Abel is taking advantage? Of course, they are now catching him up, the second group, the chasing group. But does it mean that he's taking advantage of maybe his training area here?
Yeah.
Our winner. Now we move on to number 2, who is Valencia Chebet. Valencia Chebet, she is winning 20,000 shillings in this event. Remember that athletics is about youth and talent development and continuation. Thank you so much. And then now we also have our number 3, who is Lorna Cherono. She's winning 15,000 shillings. She's among the young upcoming athletes. Thank you so much. Thank you for our guests and thank you for the winners. Now we request the 3 winners to come here for a photo session with your dummy checks. Those are our top 3 winners in the 6 kilometers route. Remember, the athletes are preparing to go for the World Cross Country and they'll be going to try and win the under 20 category. Thank you so much, our winners. Now we request the winners to be left alone for their photo. Thank you so much, our winners. Now we go back to the race that is ongoing.
Much, Charity. That was the medal ceremony ongoing. And back to the race. The leader, Masudi, has now been caught up with a group of about 5 athletes, now perhaps 6 athletes. Now, Robert Kibet taking the lead here. Remember, Robert Kibet has also been doing the competitions here most of the time. I think last year he's also finished in the podium position. So that's about 6 athletes together, 5, and then we have the 6th athlete following closely. Masudi in the group. Will he be able to hang on in that group? You can see athletes now stretching all the way. It's a separation of boys and men. Now, who will emerge a winner here? The race is so nice. It's a beautiful race. Sports is good. It brings people together. It's a unifying factor. Everybody comes here just to watch their scouts here, their coaches here, technical officials, journalists. I want to mention journalists in a special way because they have been able to elevate the athletes or do their stories where they come from. We get to know where these athletes started from. People like Beatrice Chebet. Personally, I saw Beatrice starting her competition, trying to win a place to represent Kenya at an international level. She finished 4th. She couldn't make it to the World Under 18 in Nairobi. Yeah, so she has started from somewhere, but her first gold medal was at the World Under 20 in Tampere, Finland, where she won a gold in 5,000 meters, a junior event. So these are athletes. They have to start somewhere. They have to make history. They have to start and build up on their career slowly. It's not in a faster way, because when you grow it in a fast way, that shows you're using something. Watu wanasema kwa Kiswahili ni wale wakora ambao wanafanya mambo yao. We don't want to go that way. You have to start competing in such events and be seen by coaches, the scouts, and all the other people, even the journalists. They'll be able to know who is who. Somebody like Robert Kiprop. I've seen him competing for many years, and he's here also. He's in the leading group, competing. He has been training in E10. So it's a good event. We are also always following up on these athletes wherever they go, either locally or internationally. It's a cross-country season, and we are preparing, of course, for the World Cross Country and the local races help the officials to get the right athletes to compete at the global level. So those are pictures from the drone. Athletes competing. There is a break. The leading pack is growing. I can see about 7 athletes stuck together. Passing by that large tree there. Robert Kiprop among the leading pack. Masudi. We've been told Masudi is a name from Mount Elgon. So, and I think he represents Qatar. He's wearing the Qatar jersey. Will he be able to hang on with the leading group? Will people like Robert Kibet be able to beat the home ground athletes? It's a matter of wait and see. As you can see, he seems like he's controlling that pace there. So this is a 10 kilometers senior men's race.
We're here in the 2-kilometer loop where we'll be awarding David Kipkoech. He'll be awarded by Philip Connes, the chief principal at St. Paul's Kitum. David has won 10,000 shillings. Remember, at the World Athletics Cross Country, we have the 2-kilometer loop where it's more of a mixed relay. Congratulations. We're looking forward to see you at the Nationals. And then we have number 2, who is Ezekiel Kipkoril. Ezekiel is winning 7,000 shillings for his podium finish. Thank you so much and all the best. And then number 3 is Stan Koech. Stan Koech this is his first podium finish. Stan Koech, this is for his first podium finish, and is winning 5,000 shillings. Now we ask the winners all to be in one photo for a photo session. Congratulations to our winners. Now we request the athletes alone to be left in the picture. Congratulations, all the best, and we're looking forward for the national trials. Over to Rotich as we continue with the 10-kilometer loop race.
I think he went ahead and then tried to control the pace, and now the other group came chasing after him, and now they're hanging with him there. Robert among them. I will be telling you who the other 2 athletes are.
Wow, amazing, very amazing, Mr. Rotich. And indeed, as you had said, Masudi, I think he unleashed his cards too early, and he now, I think it's a technique he has now had to keep up with a group of almost 4 men. And as we had mentioned earlier, the race has been building up so well, and as we had mentioned initially, as the race was starting, we were witnessing a big line, and now as now defining boys from men is that we're having them increasing pace by pace. And initially, we had a very, very big group running in groups, but Masudi has now dropped, and amazing to see him dropping, yet he was the one that was really keeping the pace. Now the guy with the red jersey leading, being followed closely by the other two, the group of three leading this particular category of 10 kilometers men. Remember, this one was a category with a lot of competitors. This particular group had a lot of competitors in this particular discipline. But right now, as you have seen, some dropping. We have some that are dropping, the likes of Masudi, which is a name from here, Mount Elgon. Keeping up, building up very well. The guy with the red jersey now, as you can see from your screens, being followed closely by the other two. Will be getting the names. I'll be getting the names to you right now. But building up very well, as you can see from your screens now, men. Being cheered, as you can see, the coaches trying to follow them closely. I think encouraging them maybe to control those paces respectively. And this is now where the coaches come in to help, and maybe in terms of technique. This was the discipline that we had, and still have a lot of competitors in it, and few have dropped, but still picking up very well, as you can see in your screens. Very amazing pictures from here, Kapsokwony High School. Now the guy still, I'll be getting there. Now the guy with the red has been overtaken, and will be Robert Kiprop now. Very, very amazing. The group of three, that one is the group that is leading the 10 kilometers senior men here at Kapsokwony, now approaching steepy place, then again a hill, and this one is now where the likes. This is where you unleash your technique. Some are good in hilly places, some are good when they're approaching steepy places. But as you can see, the coaches encouraging them, fans there cheering to them, encouraging them to keep up. Very many numbers in Kapsokwony. As you can see, coaches trying to move around. I think this one is building up very well towards the last. I think the last lap, Bwana Rotich. And as you can see now, fans coming closely to see who will emerge winner in this particular 10 kilometer senior men. Who will emerge the winner? Betika series at Kapso, third series Betika at Kapsokwony. Now spectators coming closely to see who will emerge winner. Bib number 274 following closely by 193 and 131 closely approaching Robert Kiprop, Kiplimo Mayabei Naibei, position 2, closing my screen towards the last lap now, building up very well, increasing the paces. We'll be waiting to see who emerges the winner, Mr. Rotich. 10 kilometers.
Yes. Of course, they are going to the finish now. Yeah. That's the last stretch. Where it will, of course, Robert is there, hanging on in the top position, and of course the second athlete is Kiplimo Mayabei, and of course Robert does it, and he does it in a nice way, going for the tap, and he finishes the race in a beautiful way. What happened to Mayabei? I think the second athlete is Peter Tuitoek. I don't know what happened to Mayabei. He was actually pushing Robert Kiprop, and of course, he was very close, and we shall be able to get to know. And of course, Masudi comes in. They are finishing in a beautiful way. We shall be able to talk to Robert and the second athlete. That is Robert Kiprop. Yeah, we want to hear from him because he has run a tactical race.
Yeah, very tactical.
It was a tactical race. And looking at how they started, he knew what he was doing.
He knew what
he didn't rush in front.
In front, the way Masoudi
did.
Yeah.
But he lost power along the way.
Yeah. So I think Robert did not play. He played his cards near the chest by ensuring that he keeps. I think he was somewhere close, and that one is a technique that probably that is what we are seeing coaches trying to follow up. And I bet one of those guys were among is the coach. You know, to see. Someone like a coach coming that way and winning, he must be having a very strong team behind him that is ensuring that he's keeping it up and ensuring that he becomes the winner in this category. Very amazing, very sweet, and I've really enjoyed this. Yeah.
Yeah, of course, that was the third Athletics Kenya Betika Cross Country Series. That was a tail end. 10 kilometers senior men's race, which was really entertaining, just like the women's race. We've seen athletes competing so well here. Men's 10 kilometers, we had more than 100 who wanted to test their fitness. And even as we talk, the others are finished. Others are still running here. The most important thing is to finish the race and get to know your time on what you clocked by the end of the day. It has been a good day. Nice sceneries here. Amazing. We finished in good time. It's still 11, not yet afternoon. So I think even the viewers, those who've been following us from wherever you are, we really want to appreciate what you have done. Maybe the few comments that you've made there, we really appreciate. And I want to thank even those who are behind the scenes, because remember, you might be listening to the two of us, but there's a big team behind. Of course, people like Alan, who has been making sure that this happens. The pilot, we have the drone pilot. As you can see those pictures there, that's our pilot. We call him pilot. So a number of people behind the scenes, Charity there at the other side of interviews. Of course, we are waiting to hear from the athletes. And one thing I have discovered also is that the school principals, like the one from Kimuron, Mr. Kunusia, he came personally here to watch athletes compete. Mr. Kunusia produced the people like David Rudisha, Emmanuel Korir, and now we have the new champion, Fanuel Kipkosgei Koech, from the school also, and now the student who won in the junior category, Emmanuel Kipkorir, and I've seen two other principals, so we have a number of principals who are really following up this event. That is Kapsokwony for you from the pictures. We shall be finalizing in a few. That is Kapsokwony boys. Yeah. So basically, it has been a good event, and even as we head to the World Athletics Championships next weekend, we want to see those who were selected to represent Kenya, what they'll be able to do. Of course, we are praying for them. We want to wish them the very best. We want them to bag medals, bring medals back home. And they will, if they bring medals, you heard from the President, William Ruto of the Republic of Kenya, he said that they will go home smiling. And their allowances were also increased. So these people are rich. But of course, it's through their hard work, because they do a lot of work. If you follow an athlete's life, you'll be able to know it's a tough calling. They have to wake up very early in the morning, 4 a.m., and maybe sleep early, because they have to wake up the next morning very early, because training is a continuous thing. You have to be consistent. We have athletes who maybe go to the maternity leave and they come back, and then they continue training. People like Faith, we've seen Faith, she went to maternity leave, came back very strong. She's now the triple Olympics champion in the 1500 meters. She has inspired a lot of women, the people like Beatrice Chebet, who are following up to her. So a lot of people are learning from one another. And as an athlete, you need to just work hard and run clean. as we wait for the interviews, I don't know, Abel, what can you tell us about talent in Mount Elgon?
Wow, thank you very much, Bwana Rotich. Once again, I'm very grateful. In fact, I'm very happy because in as much as we rarely have these kind of events here in Mount Elgon, but fair enough, Athletics Kenya together with Betika have been good enough to the people of Mount Elgon by always giving them these platforms. And you know, it is very encouraging, especially for that young kid who has been able to get to Kapsokwony Boys today and have an opportunity to watch the amazing competitors that were here today. Remember, they are not just normal competitors. Some of these guys are champions, and you'll be even seeing some of them in your big screens. And it is motivating, especially to the young people who intend to be athletes in future. And this one is a plus, and it's very encouraging. And it's now a call to very many parents. And again, thank you. That one was the 10 kilometers senior men, Robert, and that is how he became the champion today at Betika events in Kapsokwony, bib number 274. And he is a mad winner today, strong, very strong. He came so close, bib number 7, I think bib number 131 in the 10 kilometers men, and this one was the peak of these events today. And that's how the race was towards the end. And he emerged winner. Amazing scenes, amazing scenes. That one is the replay in your screens. You're seeing how the 10 kilometer senior men emerged, and it has been a very, very amazing experience here today at Kapsokwony Boys. I can see very beautiful ladies in the screen. I think that one is teacher Elizabeth. I think she is a coach of one of the schools here around Kapsokwony, Mount Elgon. They are training. I think they are training some of. And you had asked me about the nature of this event. It is very encouraging, and I know very many young people going home today. They have witnessed. They have learned a lot from these events here at Kapsokwony, and we really hope organizers will keep up and ensure that we continue to have such events continuously in Mount Elgon, Kapsokwony. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Abel. That is Abel, son of the soil. He comes from this region. He refused to compete, but he is now competing as a commentator. Yeah, so basically it has been a good day. We've seen talents, as I said earlier. We have teachers who are walking when around. I can see Mr. Kunusia. I think we would able to get a comment from him, but of course he's still far away. I can see Mr. Moti from West Pokot, all the way from West Pokot. I was talking to Mr. Kunusia earlier, and he was telling me that he is happy to see Fanuel Kipkosgei kwa age in Team Kenya. Yeah. This guy is only 18 years old, and he will be representing Kenya at the 1500 meters men's race, where he ran his first Diamond League this year, rubbed shoulders the wrong way with the seniors, and people asking, who is this guy? Yeah, but Mr. Kunusia was telling me that he was a disciplined boy. He did not even raise a cane to discipline him, because he always follows instructions. And that is also what happens in Kapsabet, because I talked to the coach, Berardele, Claudio, who is his coach. They train with Wanyonyi. And these athletes are just marvelous. They just train and follow instructions. You know, training needs discipline. So that is why Mr. Kunusia is here, to follow on new talent and also what he has, which is really good. It happens in various schools, of course. We have, in the past, we've had Singore. In the past, we've had Kepkenda and other schools who are able to support talent in terms of athletics. Yeah, that is a Kapsokwony for you. Done and dusted. On to the next. That will be in Kericho. And as I said earlier, these cross-country events give athletes from various areas a chance to test themselves. Yeah, and we shall be waiting in a few here from the likes of Robert Kibet. Tell us how you won the race. A number of people there are still watching the athletes who are yet to finish the race. So as I was saying, the next event will be in Kericho, but that is after the World Championships. Now our focus now shifts to the World Championships. We have a number of athletes competing to represent Kenya. Remember, it's a global event that comes after every 2 years. Of course, under 20 winners there, Joylyn Chepkemoi, Veneza Chebet, and Lona Cherono. Joylyn ran 20 minutes, 29 seconds and 3. Veneza Chebet, 20, 33, 3. Lona Cherono, 20, 36, 3. Under 20 kilometers, under 28 kilometers men, Emmanuel Kiprono. I shall be bringing you the names in a few. So it was Emmanuel Kiprono. That is, he is a Form 2 student at St. Francis Kimuron. Emmanuel Kiprono, Edwin Elkana, and Andrew Alamisi. Remember, Alamisi won here last year, but this year he has been beaten to 3rd place. That tells you the type of competition that is being witnessed in this event. I shall be giving you the senior men's women. We have Mariam Joki. Mariam Joki, I understand she changed allegiance. She clocked 33.48, Miriam Chebet 33.51, and Christine Kioko number 3. That is part of Miriam Joki, 33.48.8, Miriam Chebet 33.51.2, and Christine Kioko 35.014. That is a senior women's race. Remember, it's at the conclusion of the 3rd AK Betika Cross Country Challenge in Kapsokwony, Mount in Bungoma County. One of the fans there enjoying the music, the Western music.
And sometimes here in Mount Elgon we call them sons of the daughters. So you know, our girls have been married there by being our neighbors here. So you see them enjoying music there.
Yeah, Mr. Kunusia there, walking there with a walking stick.
Yeah,
that is the principal. Yes, that's the principal of St. Francis Kimuron High School in Elgeyo Marakwet that has produced some of the best athletes, especially in the middle distance. We had David Rudisha, we had Manuel Korir, and now we have Emmanuel Kipkorir, who won today. We have Fanuel Kipkosgei Koech, doing very well. I think we need to know what he's doing there so that he can produce some of the best middle distance runners. We are waiting for these athletes to talk to us and tell us how they performed today, what they had planned for this event, and what are they looking forward to. Yeah, some fans there just relaxing after intensive competition there. Stiff competition witnessed today here. Remember, the series is being sponsored by Betika. We want to thank Betika because of the support they have given the athletes. The athletes have always been motivated. Then we are now heading to the interview section where we are going to listen to Charity talking to the athletes. Remember, those are the winners of the 10 kilometers senior men's category. It has been a beautiful day.
very much. My name is Abel Kibet, and this one has been the third Betika athletics at Kapsokwony, boys high school, famously known as Kapkogo. We have had a very successful competitions here today. We have so many people have emerged winners today, and many thanks to Betika, because people will be smiling all the way to their homes for securing amazing prizes from Betika, and talents have been born here, talents have been built. We have seen very many fans coming to Kapsokwony today to witness these amazing competitions, whereby we are expecting to have future champions coming from here Kapsokwony, and even representing Kenya in international platforms, in international standards. And we have witnessed very many winners from women and senior men. And Bwana Rotich, I don't know how the experience has been today. You know, you are here last time. This one being, I think, you are not a visitor in Kapsokwony, and I've been witnessing these races. You've been seeing the very many dynamics. We've had previous winners coming this year. We have other winners coming in, and I don't know what is the dynamic in all these competitions.
Well, first, thank you for being a good host. Every year we've been here, and of course you've done as well. Yeah. So basically we've seen talents here today. We've seen athletes new champions, just like the student from Kimuron who was a winner today, Emmanuel Kipkorir, yes, and others who managed to win today. Yeah. So that is new talent. We can say new talent, but this talent, are they able to sustain all the way to the national level? So as we prepare for the national championships, which shall be held in Eldoret, and that is next month, are they going to be there? Are we going to see them? Because they have to be at the regional level, and then before they head to the national level. And of course we are waiting to see who will make it to the World Cross Country Championships. Yes. And as we prepare for the next series, of course athletes are lining up to make sure that they make it to the global event, that is the World Cross Country Championships, that will be coming up in January 10th in Florida, USA. So these athletes are just preparing to make sure that they get a chance. Remember, only 6 athletes in each category will be able to make it the team. But we have so many athletes from the National Police, Kenya Defence Forces, KWS, we have Kenya Prisons, we have 12 athletics Kenya regions who are all eyeing these slots. Remember, we only have 6 slots for this event. So it depends with the hard work that one has to make it to the team. And of course, as we sign out, we are also we want to wish athletes who are going to compete at the World Athletics Championships from next weekend the very best in their event. Of course, I was also with Charity who has been on the interview section, and she has been instrumental, of course, talking to the athletes and getting to know what the athletes are doing. Maybe as we end this event, Charity, what has been your take, or what have you seen here today?
The races were quite competitive, especially in the under 20 categories. We had Alamisi losing his title to sorry, I've forgotten his name, but Alamisi came here to defend his title, but he was not able to make it. You see, for Alamisi, he's looking forward to making for Team Kenya under 20 to win his last medal under the under 20 category. He was ready. He was telling me that he was ready to graduate, but was asked to relax a bit because he's still within the age bracket. Then we also have in the ladies, we had repeat winners in Machakos again. And it was quite a good race. And then also, of course, the little scandal that has happened in the 10 kilometers that is still being resolved at the moment. And also in the 10 kilometers for ladies, we had a guest winner winning the race, but Miriam was the actual regional winner for the event. For my take is, we also had a lot of under 20 athletes who have not yet reached the competitive stage for the under 20 category showing up. We had athletes in the 12 category. There were quite many, and the organizers decided that for them to host a kid event. So they had a 1 kilometer race, and I'm happy with the turnout that was there. Yes.
Maybe in terms of motivation, as we end, in terms of motivation, athletes are being motivated here because of the coming up of Betika as a sponsor.
Yes, they're being motivated, and in fact most of them are looking forward for the Kericho series that will be held there, because it's going to be the cream of the series before we go for the national championships and the World Cross trials. Remember, we are doing the trials early so that to allow the documentation and also to have enough time to prepare the team to go, because it's going to be happening on 10th January and not the traditional April.
Thank you so much. So that is the crew that has been behind the scenes, and of course all the other cameramen and the producer and everybody who has been behind the scenes. From all of us here, we want to say bye-bye and see you in Kericho after the World Championships. And remember, the World Championship starts next weekend in Tokyo, Japan. Let's cheer our athletes, let them give them moral support. Let's be there for them, and please don't attack them on social media, because competition is competition. You either win or lose. All the best. See you in Kericho. Bye bye.